What's up, beautiful people? Today we're going to be checking out Trudeau's latest conspiracy theory. Let's get to it.
We've all seen that when Prime Minister Justin Trudeau confronts major issues of public policy, he tends to think that people who disagree with him must be motivated by evil intentions. We saw it last year in the protests in Ottawa against
It's beginning to feel like all liberals think so.
vaccine mandates and government lockdowns, when he compared the thousands of people who were in the streets protesting to Nazi sympathizers because a few idiots waved in a couple of isolated incidents Nazi flags. We saw it in the 2021 federal election when he portrayed people who refused or were reluctant to be vaccinated as basically evil, that they were endangering people's children.
He literally came up, I think last year or early this year, to say he did not force anybody to take the vaccines, that he urged people, I'm paraphrasing right now, I'm not using his words, but he said he urged people to make their choices. I don't know, Trudeau. I don't know.
They didn't care about their fellow citizens. Now, in doing that, he ignored a nationwide poll from Abacus Data at that time, which said the average person who was vaccine hesitant in Canada was a 42-year-old Liberal woman in Ontario. In other words, somebody who voted Liberal in Ontario, not a crazed radical. It got so bad that one Liberal MP, Joel Lightbound, said after the fact that what Trudeau had done was weaponize the vaccine issue in an effort to stigmatize and divide Canadians, and that it wasn't necessary because Canadians had one of the highest vaccination rates in the world. Now, we're seeing this again in the current controversy where Muslim parents in a number of major cities across the country are protesting what they feel
I've seen this everywhere.
Indoctrination on issues
Kids.
of gender identity going on in public schools. They feel that issues like that are their responsibility to teach their children, and the schools should just leave their kids alone. Now, we can agree or disagree with that.
I agree with that. I think the parents should be responsible for that part of a child's life.
Many people who are Muslims subscribe to Islamic theology that says that homosexuality is a sin and wrong. But what Trudeau's done is he's escalated it by implying that these parents are motivated by right-wing extremists on the far right in the United States and I guess everywhere. What he said in a discussion recently with a parent in Calgary, a Muslim parent who was concerned about this issue, is that Muslims were being fed misinformation about what these gender identity classes are about and what things like celebrating Pride are about. And that's the reason that they were opposing it, and that the strategy of these right-wing unnamed conspirators was to separate, divide the support of the Muslim community for the Liberal government. When you think about it, that's an incredible insult. Whether you agree or disagree with the position of these parents, the idea that the only reason that they're opposed to these gender identity classes is that they're being influenced by some sort of right-wing conspiracy is absurd. There are a lot of parents who aren't Muslim who also think that these issues should be handled by parents in the home. Are they all part of a right-wing conspiracy, or is it only Muslims? It was foolish to say, Justin Trudeau say what he did because it was divisive, and it was wrong, and he should have known better. And one hopes he'll know better in the future. I'm Laurie Goldstein of Sun Media. We're always interested in hearing your views, and please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and our YouTube channel.
Yeah, so this comments, I think everything he said was well said, well put together, especially when you're in a position of leadership. You don't want to be the figure to divide your people. These people are saying, this is my problem and this is what we want. Instead of you saying they are right-wing conspiracy theorists, I think it's to hear them and be like, why? So what would you prefer? And then hear from both sides and see how to resolve it objectively rather than dismissing what they're talking about. Whether what they're speaking about is complete bullshit or it is like real fact, which in my opinion, I think this is a real issue, and I do agree what the parents are saying. But regardless of what it might be, you should at least listen to them. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on that one. It was well said already. I don't need to clarify some more, but feel free to share whatever you might think about that. A lot of people are trying to vote, or a lot of people are willing to vote against liberals or Justin Trudeau for the most part, because of these policies. Some people are getting tired. Even they're saying the Pride is representative of the LGBTQ community. The lesbians, the gay, people are saying it's not representing me. As a matter of fact, if it's killing free speech, then how can it be representing me? So yeah, I think instead of dismissing all of these things people are talking about, the government should reflect on it and then pick ways to establish a common ground and make it inclusive for everybody. I mean, it's supposed to be inclusion, right? But from what it's looking like now, I don't think this is particularly inclusive. I don't think so. Because if you're neglecting the Muslim and Christian parents and saying whatever you're saying is a conspiracy theory from the right wing, rather these people are correct, then you've isolated the people. It's not inclusive. How can you spread inclusion by dividing? I mean, in 2023, that's the definition of inclusion now. Because it's like, if what you're saying doesn't make sense to what I'm saying, then you're not being inclusive, but I'm being inclusive. It's the end of this video. Smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.